Alright, let's go and get started. Howdy, howdy, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sharkinbear, and welcome back to some more Soulstone Survivors. This time we're going to be looking at a build for the Legionnaire. If I'm going to be completely honest, I find the Legionnaire is probably one of the stronger characters in the game, especially once you unlock his third weapon, the poison weapon. I think it's the Vipernus? The Fangs of Vipernus, yes. This weapon is incredibly strong, especially when you combine it with Purging Slam. Probably one of the stronger skills in the game just because of that remove for the instant percentage damage that you get right there. But that being said, I haven't used a Legionnaire a lot more in that instance, and that's kind of my fault because the character is incredibly strong. So what we're going to be doing today is looking at a Legionnaire build using the fourth weapon, which is the Vulcan's Impaler. It comes with extra health, extra armor, extra cast frequency, and it does have a negative multiplier on the multicast, but that is something that you can actually reduce even further by investing in it. So you can actually entirely remove the negative modifier and even turn it positive should you have the materials for it. As you can see, I am pretty low on materials, so I cannot upgrade this any further, but that's okay. The innate ability that comes on this is Piercing Flames, hits enemies in a cone in a target direction, causing damage if this attack hits at least 4 enemies afflicted by burn. It also emits a burning wave around you, applying burn and shatter. It's going to be really nice. Artifact power is Summon Catapult. Builds a catapult at your position for a few seconds that shoots projectiles at enemies, causing damage and applying shatter. Traits Cunning, so that means it basically targets your priority targets. Then we have Incinerating Spear. There's a bunch of burning spear in the target direction, causing damage and applying burn, and you can gain form, which is our crit chance. After that, we're going to be looking at some other abilities. I do believe we'll probably also pick up Storm of Spears just because it's going to be really strong. It'll pair really well with our basically being able to attach burn to any of our ability passives that we're probably going to end up picking up. After that, we're going to take our other abilities from our rune weapon over here. So basically, we're going to take Weapon Expert. So we start out with both of our weapon abilities, reroll Mastery, and for our other fire abilities, for Skill Mastery, we're going to select Fire. And I'm actually going to go with like a sort of like a Weapon Master build, where essentially he uses weapons because, you know, Spartans, Legionnaires, thematically, they should have been good with every weapon minus the spear, or not just including the spear. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to pair it with Fiery Blades. We're actually going to also be pairing it with Scorching Katana, although I'm pretty sure they probably didn't have many katanas. And then we're also going to be pairing it with Flaming Spiral. All these abilities are really strong, and I like the idea of it. Summons weapons to fight for you temporarily, which causes damage based on the number stacks of burn on the target, and they also have Cunning as well. This one over here, katanas rotate around you, causing damage based on the number of stacks of burning and applying burn and condemned on impact with any enemy. As you can see, there's kind of a theme here. And then also the Flaming Spiral, slash and target direction, releasing a fiery soul with a spiral movement, causing damage and applying weakness and burn. Burn damage is multiplied based on your maximum health. You gain Ancestry, which basically says the more health that the more health we have, the more damage this thing is going to do, I believe. Summons a totem that causes damage based on your maximum health. Yeah, okay. So there's that. So we're going to be taking those 3 abilities as well, and that's going to be pretty much rounding out our skill list. As far as our tenacity runes, we're going to be taking Searing Intensity, Divine Legacy, and Elemental Flow. And if you want to swap out Dash Mastery, if you think you have something else that's worth 2 points that you would like to take, you're more than happy to do so. I am actually going to just pair this off really well with Dash Mastery just because I like the additional movement. I like having that. But you're more than free to change that up if you would like. If you're not familiar with the Ascension ability of the Legionnaire, let me find it. This thing rotates every once in a while. That's why I sometimes have trouble looking at it. It is a Centurionate. Legionnaire earns glory in battle by assisting his brother in arms, becoming a Centurion in charge of an army against the Void. So essentially, periodically throughout the fight, you're going to find down Legionnaires across the field. If you pick them up, like all 8 of them, they basically are like a summon army for you, and you get empowered, and you basically just decimate everything on the field. It's very, very strong. There aren't any other unique passes on the tree as far as I can tell. Sometimes there's like a 1-pointer that might change something, like he might, you know, hit enemies if he gets hit, that sort of thing. But it'd be interesting to see something like that in there. Anyways, we're going to dive into Titan Hunt, maybe actually finish off our +6 Titan Hunt here. If you like this sort of content, you want to see more builds like this, make sure you are like, subscribe, comment down below, let me know what you think of the channel, and let's go ahead and jump into it.
Orders confirmed. Hunt the Titans and extract their blood.
All right then. Well, that's something to say. We're going to go ahead and start with Bro Kent. We're going to go ahead and head here, so that way we can get our Titan power foreshadowed. And I think immediately, I am a big fan of the fire abilities and the shadow that we're going to build up. It's not incredibly strong starting out, but I feel like the burn potential or the build up as we go and we get more burn abilities is going to be pretty incredible, especially since most of those abilities we're going to be grabbing scale up based on how much burn you apply. And it looks like our Legionnaires are on the field already. We can go ahead and pick them up and then go ahead and grab our empowered buff from this. We got just 2 more to go. They're right next to each other. And while you have this, you see over here, you find an assist 6 weakened Legionnaires to be promoted to Centurion, becoming commander of a small army and gaining the following bonuses for 50 seconds. 41% extra damage, 80% extra armor, and 20% extra area modifier. That's pretty good, all things considered. And they are absolutely just going to decimate the battlefield. We're going to go ahead and start just upgrading all of our abilities. Everything is good here. Banish a couple things, but I'm not going to banish everything. There is Fiery Blades. It's going to be good to have. We'll have a summon unit out on the field, and they're basically just going to go around and chop enemies to bits for us. Multicast on Incinerating Spear. It's going to be a good form of us getting some crit chance as well, although crit is not going to be the defining feature of this build, so we're not going to be focusing on like building a lot of form. But we are going to have a good bit of it, because I believe whenever we get Storm of Spears also applies form, so we should inherently be building a lot of crit passively that we're not going to have to worry about. As you can see right here, we're just you're going to be automatically just absolutely devastating all the enemies. Scorching Katanas. So now we have another weapon ability of ours up and going. And again, remember, because of this fact that they're building damage based off the amount of stacks of burn, the more fiery amplification we can actually get, it's actually going to be really good for us. The more burn, the better. Let's go spontaneous. There we go. We'll go ahead and pick this up. We'll hit this. It's going to give us another level up. And let's go ahead and see if we can get a Storm of Spears. Where are you at, Storm of Spears? Flaming Spiral, there we go, we'll take that. And we'll head on for our next objective. Flaming Spirals is going to be really magnificent for us because, of course, it is applying that weakness debuff, meaning enemies will take even more damage from negative status effects, aka being on fire. I don't know if we're going to be able to summon all these Legionnaires. I believe some of these Legionnaires might be outside of our res range. Oh no, it actually looks like they're all within our range, which is awesome. Oh no, one is exactly right outside our range. They decided to be a jerk and fall in battle over there. We're gonna go Powerful Strikes. Can we grab our Storm of Spears? There it is, Storm of Spears. We are now full build. Now all we really need to do is make sure that burn is applied to all of our abilities, which I believe we actually already have. No, we do. Yes, we do. We do have that. So that is going to be good news for us. We do need to pick up some speed if we can. It'll definitely be very, very helpful for whenever we fight Broken, making sure we're standing outside of the range of his attacks. Attack speed's fine. And we can already start turning down or scaling back the effects on our ability just so we can see what is happening underneath our feet. We got a guy right here. We'll just handle him, show him the business, and get our juicy XP. Where's it at? It's over here. In this corner, and then we'll head on. I don't like this corner, but we're going to see what we have here. Void Lords? No. We're not going to deal with Void Lords right now. Not there anyways. It's a very easy corner to get stuck in. I mean, I'm fairly confident we can take them out rather quickly. I think I would rather fight them down here. We have access, a pretty large amount of space here. I am gonna... Oh, we have to go with Gammuth, I see. I want to get rid of Gammuth as fast as I possibly can. I'm gonna go ahead and take the Spontaneous Combustion. We are taking a couple of hits here. I do desperately need to get some move speed. I can feel it already. I'm getting pecked down a little bit here. Damage increase on Storm of Spears. Looks like we have our Centurion. Oh, come on. There's a little bit of movement. That is the one downside to this side of the field, is that it's hard to see behind some of those trees. And I'm 100% like getting clipped because of line of sight issues. There we go. We'll try to bring him down here a little bit. There we go. Hey, treasure goblin. Oh, buddy, oh, pal, oh, friend, oh, pal. Let's go ahead and go after him. And then we'll come back down for the Soulstones. Are we going to be able to kill him fast enough? I don't know. We'll see. I'm actually feeling like he might disappear any minute now. No, he's going to disappear. I've got... Yep, there he's gone. Okay, so we're not killing fast enough yet. It might mostly be because of the fact that our units are kind of running around, hitting stuff, not the treasure goblin. If we don't get another one, that's fine. I didn't even realize that we activated another objective here, but that's okay as well. Multicast and Flame Spiral, that's fine as well. Just got to make the best of the situation. I did get a little bit of agile there. We have about 20% extra movement that we didn't have before. What I would actually recommend for the developers, if they ever watch any of these videos, which I don't think they do, but I would ask them to actually remove these trees at the bottom of the map, just because of the fact that they're a huge line of sight issue. Same thing with like the top of the map. I feel like the top of this particular map needs to be adjusted ever so slightly, just because it is a... That area is very hard to fight in, depending on what mobs you're fighting. Let's see. Fire skills have a chance to do a Storm Spears. Yeah, absolutely. So we've got some guys right here. We'll go ahead and work on them. Our visibility on these effects is crazy. These guys are healthy. Alright, there they go. Apply some more spontaneous. Increase the duration of your army. Ooh, the extra dash. I think I'd rather have that. That's good. I honestly think that maybe we're probably going to have to drag this fight out a little bit. I don't know how well this fight is going to go. The good news is we have these flaming swords with us. Should help make things a little bit easier. Having the third dash, very, very helpful. Move away from there. Let him come to us. Come to Butthead. We got a Legionnaire, or Legionnaires up. Let's not try to get baited by our own Legionnaires. That'd be great. And he's dead before we even got the Legion up. Nice. Take the incinerating spear. Oh, we gotta get our power. Derp. We're gonna go Shattered first. And then we're moving on. Time to go over to Mhyzahet for grabbing our exposed Titan power. Let's turn our visibility back up just a little bit. As you can see, this burn stack should be building rather quickly. Now that we have the Shattered debuff on everything, should be much, much stronger. Go ahead and do powerful strikes. Legionnaires are up and ready to go. Let's go ahead and re-roll here. I want to get some Relentless. You know, I haven't seen a lot of, other than when there are legendary rolls, is the multicast side of things. Let's go ahead and take on the Scorpions. Scorpions are melting. Damage increase, a piercing flame, sure. There's our reward XP. We can go and grab that up. Magnetic. Let's see. Increase your non-swing skills by 8% more additional crit. Sure. Multicast. There's a little bit of multicast we were looking for. Let's go ahead and do some more multicast. Lock that, take the Storm of Spears. Lock that, take the multicast. Ooh, I like both of these. Agile. There we go. We got 3 levels. We're only going to pick up, we're going to lock 1 behind this. I think we actually want to lock Scorching, take the area of effect, and then we'll take Scorching Katanas next as well. Take that one. And I forgot. I was trying to figure out why I don't have so many locks. It's right. We've taken Skill Mastery Fire. So I only have a finite amount of locks. Fun. Just gotta worry about these guys. Get them down as fast as we possibly can. Because, of course, Sand Elementals suck. Fire damage, or increased damage of Fiery Blades. We'll go with that. Luckily for us, there was a little bit of health there. We're going to take Agile for the increased movement, which is exactly something that we need. We do have some Legionnaire here, but I doubt we're going to be able to pick them all up. If we could, that'd be great. Actually, we might be able to get them all up. Nice. We'll do the... I'm actually going to go with Fiery Amplification. I'm going to go with Merciless here because we do have a bit of form. Improve our non-swing skills by 12% damage. Got more Scorpions and Sand Elementals to deal with. Go ahead and grab some Merciless while we're here. We'll go re-roll here. Spontaneous Combustion, not bad. There we go. Multicast. Actually, let's do a Centurion in. Increase our damage of our Centurions. Alright. Fiery Amplification. Actually, let's go Relentless. I want to get some more cast frequency so we can cast our abilities a lot more frequently. Turn down our visibility ever so slightly. Things seem to be a little bit covered up, obscured. Let's go with Agile. Agile. Ooh, both of those are really nice. I'm gonna go with Relentless though. There's a Sand Elemental in here we need to get rid of. You can tell because there's a tornado in the middle of the screen. A couple of them, actually. Let's see. I actually want the Fiery Amplification, believe it or not. Those other abilities, they were only enhancing themselves, whereas Fiery Amplification is enhancing pretty much everything, because everything is doing fire. Multicast on Incinerating Spears, or anytime we cast a fire skill, we get a chance to do, like, perform a Storm of Spears. I think we go with the Storm of Spears, because that's going to be activated by pretty much every ability. Relentless. Relentless. Let's see. guess we go with attack speed. I don't want to use all my rerolls here. I do want to use some movement. Spontaneous combustion, fine. I don't know how we're going to fare against Mhyzahet. Mhyzahet is always kind of a toss-up on how much it's actually going to be a pain in the ass to deal with. I guess there's only one way to find out. Turn all the effects down to 0 so we can see everything. Move out of the way of that. As long as we build up burn, and we continue to build up the stacks of burn, we should be scaling up against Miz fairly well. Go ahead and grab this. The burn stacks did fall off, so that's my fault. Somehow managed to grab that without taking any damage. And they're going to focus up on Miz. Let's see. We're all going to be able to get one option here. This one applies to everything. This one applies to magical type skills. Considering fiery blades, scorching katana, flame. You know what? With that one, yeah. Oh no, oh no, no, no. We're in a danger spot. Didn't realize how precarious it was in that corner over there. Almost down. Dead. Nice. Okay. Movement. And I want to go for exposed first, but we're actually going to be coming back here. Next, we're going to go back to Bro, but we're not going for Shattered, funny enough. Let's go ahead and head on towards our objective. Get some movement. Go. Let's see, multicast on our swings. We do need to hold off on doing any more rerolls, so we kind of roll with what they give us when we level up. Unless everything they give us is absolute doo-doo. Attack speed on Storm of Spears. You know, we'll get a little bit of lethality. Sure, why not? Fiery amplification. Let's do powerful strikes. Guess we'll do this common one. It's right here, and we need to knock some objectives off the board. We'll do some extra health. We haven't done any extra health at all. I'll go with extra health again. And unfortunately, it looks like the game just wants us to have nothing but common objectives. They'll be fine. Attack speed, the Storm of Spears. Extra health, there we go. And see there, if we can focus in on an enemy, we can just sit there and peck them. We can get them down pretty fast. I am actually going to do Fiery Amplification. Let's re-roll there. Let's get some Relentless. Relentless. Re-roll again. Area Effect of Flame Spiral. I'm going to go with Agile. I think we got a lot of multicast. There are legendaries and stuff, so I think honestly having some extra movement is going to go a long way for us. Let's see. We're going to go with the extra health here. Let's see. There, there, there. We'll go some extra health. I need to stop using my rerolls. That's what we said we were doing. Do better. Me. Where is this tentacle at? Oh, down here. Magnetic. I'll work on these two enemies right here. They seem to be pretty healthy. There we go. Relentless. Extra health. Our non-swing skills. We got 2 of them. Maybe we just go multicast for everything. Powerful strikes. Powerful strikes. Fire amplification. Damage increase. Fire amplification. And just so you're so we're clear on what fire amplification does, every single one of your abilities adds a specific amount of burn stacks based off their power of burn. Fire amplification makes it to where they apply more burn quicker, so you'll actually see the stacks build up much faster. I'm still gonna go with more spontaneous combustion. The more burn, the better off we are. I'm gonna go ahead and get some more movement here. It's not always about the rarity of the ability, it's about how useful a skill is to you in the moment. And obviously, what you're going to choose and what I'm going to choose is going to be completely different. You may have chosen the higher rarity option, which is completely fine. I just felt at the moment that maybe I would be better off with some other options. I am going to go with the powerful strikes. And bros down. From here, we're actually going to re-roll until we get Sand-Scale Wrath. Whenever an enemy with burn dies, it explodes, causing a multiplier of total accumulated burn damage to the target area. And now we're going to head on back to Mhyz for our last Titan power. And then we'll make our way over to the Void King. We got an additional dash. Having more dishy dashes is always a good thing, never a bad thing. I am going to go ahead and grab the extra health. Because remember, part of one of our abilities actually has Ancestry. So the more health we have, the more bonus damage it's going to do. I'm getting bullied by some scorpions. I don't like it. That's the one thing about this build that is kind of weird, is that you do have like some form of knockback. So what ends up happening here is actually sometimes I push the scorpions along with me, and when I push the scorpions along with me, they are still reared up intact. They're not interrupted by any stretch. So I'm just pushing an enemy that's stabbing me in the face with me. We're gonna go with Relentless here. Multicast. I'm gonna go with Relentless. I'll go after these Void Lords here. We'll go with a reroll. Chance to do more Storm of Spears. Multicast. He was all the way over there. I was all the way over here. Hello, Dune Vultures. Goodbye, Dune Vultures. We'll take a little bit of lethality, sure. We already have enough. What is our crit chance? 147 with the amount of form we have. It's not bad. Damage increase of everything? I think that's what we go with. Let's see, we'll go with damage modifier of our Centurion it. Magnetic. Multicast. I'm gonna keep on doing spontaneous combustion. All that burn damage that you apply on hit turns into stacks on enemies, so pretty awesome. Agile. We are gonna, yeah, oh yeah. Chance to cast our swing skills. 6% chance whenever we cast a burn skill. It's all of our skills minus, you know, Storm of Spears. There we go. Agile. Gotta pick up our friendos on the ground. Taking a little bit of a dirt nap. Spartans, what is your profession? Not napping. Frequency of fiery blades. It's also important to know that the other reason why to pick up Relentless isn't just because you want to cast your skills more frequently, but because you also have fiery blades, and because they are a summoned unit, they actually get attack speed based off of your cast frequency. Go with Merciless. Turn all our effects down once again. Just trying to make sure that we stand in the area somewhere nearby. In case she needs to phone a friend after we get done beating the pants off her. Increase the stack, the burn. Shoot. No. I hate you. I was trying to summon my friends. Ignition. Where was that at a while ago? Of course, we can't get to our last Centurion it. That's fun. Still can't get to it. Suck eggs. Do you guys never go away? Oh. We get it? Can we get it? There we do. There we go. There we go. Take care of her. We lost a life. Crap. I was hoping that I would be able to get them before I was in fear of that. But it looks like, unfortunately, I took a hit. Oh well. Alright, so we're going to go with weakness. May now apply fragility. And that is our full build for Titan powers. Time to make it over to the Void King. I do wish those tornadoes in Mhyzahet's arena didn't last as long as they did. Coffee. Yum, 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 yum. If I could just stop dying, this wouldn't be a problem. Alright. Let's head on down to our first objective over here. What do we got? We got corrupted mages. Cool thing is, we had a couple of Centurions there just hanging out together. Nice. There we go. Let's get some armor. is our Legionnaire. Actually, really don't want any more of the skill chain thrust. I don't think, whatchamacallit, Storm of Spears is going to be doing, how much? Actually, we can look at that now. I mean, Storm of Spears is doing a decent bit of damage. Fiery Blade, Flame Spiral really coming out on top. Let's see. Multicast of all skills type physical. Okay. This area right here can kind of cause trouble depending on where you're trying to go. So just be careful whenever you're in this particular arena. It's easy to get stuck on buildings and walls. Oh yeah, I do a better spit. And a treasure goblin that we're not going to be able to use just showed up. Swing. Centurion it. Extra health. He died fast too. Magnetic. See, powerful strikes. We'll go with lethality. There you go. We'll get up on our Legionnaire on the way out. Area effect of Flame Spiral. Damage increase of all of our fire skills. And our FPS is starting to dip pretty hard around here. I'm going to go with Spontaneous Combustion. That's everything. Ooh, the quantity of Fiery Blades. Absolutely. Damage increase of Flaming Spiral. I think we can actually try to reroll here. I think that one's actually going to be pretty good. Multicast. Relentless. There we go. Over these last two fights, or last four fights really, I'm gonna turn off all of my effects on my weapons just so we see all the stuff on the ground. I'm hoping we can make quick work of this lady. Our swords seem to be doing a good bit of damage here, so that's good. I don't like the idea that there is a swirling AoE in the middle of the field. Where's our last Centurion? Of course, he's right in the middle of her AoE. That's fun. Right on time. Ooh, 2 more Fiery Blades. Alright, from here, we can do cast frequency. I actually think I want to do cast frequency. Yeah, I think that's right. I think it feels good. I do think it's funny that there are 2 cutscenes to skip right there. We want to keep on moving so whenever the lasers come out, we don't get clipped like I just did. Oh, we lost our life. I don't like it. Is it going to happen to us again? Get away from me. He's dead. Boom. Did it. Oh god, there's still AoEs going on. Alright, we got lucky there. We could have definitely ended. It would be funny if we died after the boss was dead. Look, there's a treasure portal. We're going to end our run. We were at the end of our rope there, and to be completely honest, it got really dicey there. It looks like Fiery Blades came out on top, doing 4.8 trillion damage. Flaming Spiral doing 1.5 trillion. Storm of Spears, 1 trillion, so pretty nice on that one. Coming behind, Scorching Katana, and Incinerating Spear, and Inspired Legion, Piercing Flames. Piercing Flames, really? You came in under Ancestry? Really? Okay. Kind of surprising. I didn't think it was going to be that weak. Incinerating Spear, you know, doing okay. Scorching Katanas, I actually was expecting more out of this one because it does damage based off the stack of burn, so kind of weird there. But it is otherwise just a fun build. It was extremely strong. I mean, we completed the content, so there's that. That being said, if you want to know the full breakdown of what we did skill list wise, we went with the Vulcan's Inhaler. We paired that with Storm of Spears. You could probably swap out Storm of Spears for something else. Like, if you didn't care about being like a weapon thing, I would actually say that maybe Firebolt would also be a good bit of extra shit to throw in there, just because you get the weakness on your enemies. As far as your runes go, we got Weapon Expert, Reroll Mastery, Skill Mastery, Fire, and for Skill Mastery, Fire, just to show you what we selected, we chose Fiery Blades, Scorching Katana, and what was the other? Where's that? Flaming Spiral. Where are you at? Am I blind? There it is, down there in the end. Honestly, Scorching Katana came in a little underwhelming. If I wanted to swap that out for something, maybe like Volcanic Effigy. If you really didn't care about the thematics of the stuff, there's a whole bunch of other stuff here as well that could have been paired with it as it might have worked as well. Ignition Spiral could be good for if you want to remove the burn and you don't care about doing percentages of the damage to the enemy. That could also be strong, because anything that removes status effects and does damage up front can be incredibly powerful. As far as our other runes went, we went with Searing Intensity, Divine Legacy, Elemental Flow, and Dash Mastery. You could probably swap out Dash Mastery with something else, but I do feel like the Dash is definitely helpful for survival. That being said, that was a build. If you like this build and you want to see more builds like it, make sure you like, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know what Legionnaire build works for you and what you've been doing. But until next time, you guys take care, and I'll catch you all in my next video. Later.